Good evening. The word of the day is fortunate. Now, I do want to thank my children. I want to thank my daughter for filling in for me a couple days while my son and I were gone on a little trip. And I want to thank my son for telling his story last night. And I think he had the longest word of the day taping ever because he worked on that for like an hour before they got it put together. And then I think it ended up being the longest word of the day ever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed his story. But let me tell you a little bit more about it. Because I felt fortunate, even though we had a lot of different troubles. I felt fortunate that I have a friend that I can go and visit. I always enjoy visiting with him and spending some time with him. So it was a good opportunity for me to get away. And it's the first time I'd got to do that in a long time because of this pandemic. So I felt fortunate to have been given the opportunity to visit with him. I felt fortunate to get to visit with my other friend, and we got to eat lunch with her and spend some time with her. And then it was fortunate that the car actually broke down close to her because she was willing to come out and come on the side of the highway and help us. We did work on the car on the side of the highway for quite a little bit, and she stayed out there with us and took us to the auto parts store twice. We were fortunate to have somebody there who would do that. And then we were fortunate to be able to take the car back to her home and leave it there until I can go back and get it later or decide what I'm going to do with it. We were fortunate to be able to afford to have someone to tow the car off the side of the road and take it back there. We were fortunate to have a place to stay and visit with friends while we waited on someone to come and get us. And we were fortunate that my wife and my daughter could come and get us that day and that we got back home safely. Even though a lot of people would have looked at this as a lot of hardships and a lot of troubles, in a lot of ways it was fortunate because there was nothing that we didn't get through. There was nothing that we didn't take care of and handle so that we got back home safely. When you're in a bad situation, it's best not to panic. It's best not to get upset. Just try to deal with the situation as best you can. Although this wasn't a terrible situation, and I know there's a lot of times when you're in a really rough situation, it's probably a lot more difficult and more hardship than we had the other day. But try to look for something good in it to help you make it through it. And hopefully, like us, you'll end up fortunate for all the things you're blessed with. And that'll help you have a better day that day and a great day later on.